Hi everybody, I'm Taisha, an application engineer at Keysight Technologies. In this video, we talk about a few basic functions regarding GUI graph operations, such as customizing browser layout, create multiple browser display, and make them float to gain max visualization. Let's start MBP with a BSIM4 DC project and load some example measurement data from MBP's installation demo folder. Usually we see a 2x2 layout. Please go to Menu, Layout, and choose from a few predefined layouts. They are row by column, say 2x3. We now got two new blank graphs where we can choose plots to display. Simply highlight a blank graph first, and then pick a device or a setup from the Device Navigator panel. We could customize the layout via the menu item Tool, Layout, Customize. Click the green plus button to insert a new row in the Layout menu setup table, and enter a number for the row and column, say 1x3, and apply. We see the newly defined layout being added to the menu as well. Now go to the Browser tab area and right-click in the gray space. We have options to create a new browser, give it a name, and start to pick graphs to display. Then we can go back and forth between different browser panels. Note that they could have different layout. One scenario where multiple browser is especially useful is when we also display IMV plots. Expand the IMV tree to view what IMV graphs are currently available. Then create another browser for VTH plots. We could right-click on an IMV graph and do Show All Pages. Again, we could adjust the layout of each individual browser. Furthermore, right-click on the Browser tab gives us options to rename or remove that browser panel. All of these settings will be saved in MBP's project file and will be restored next time we open it. To make the panels float, just double-click on their tabs. Once floating, we can move them to the side or a second monitor, and click the upper right cross will put them back into MBP's main GUI. Alright, let's come back to focus on a graph. Draw a rectangle without holding any key is to zoom into that area. And on the right-click pop-up menu, there is an Enable Eagle Eye option. Once enabled, an eagle eye, aka bird view, will show up in the lower right corner with a red rectangle representing the zoomed area. We can pan it around and even change the shape of the red rectangle to adjust the size of the zoomed area. To zoom back out, simply double-click any place in the graph. On the other hand, there are built-in math transforms in the pop-up menu too. For example, we could get GM from the IDVG plot by choosing the derivative transform, or go to the second-order derivative. Notice that we could use hotkeys like Ctrl+1, Ctrl+2 to quickly access the transforms, and Ctrl+0 send us back to the original IDVG. We could also change the X and Y axis range by choosing Data Range settings in the pop-up menu. Uncheck those Set Default checkboxes will allow us to enter a custom value for min and max. If we set a wider axis range, we could try out another useful function called Extend Simulation, as shown here. We shall see simulation curves get extended right away. To go back to the original axis range, just go to check the Default Data Range option again. With that, we've come to an end of this demo. Hope you found it useful, and please subscribe to our channels for more videos. Thanks for watching.